is up, YouTube? It's me, HTG Brian, back with some more Funko Fusion. Next up, we got Battlestar Galactica, Level 3, Rough Fit Muffit. Fun play. That's right, the old animatronic dog needs to have his parts put back together. We're going to find all of those and all of the collectibles as well. This level actually requires you to have 40,000 vinyl for the vinyl tube, so let's make sure that we stack up our chips along the way. Hey, quick reminder, we have quick links down below in the video description. If you're looking for something specific, or maybe just want to jump ahead to the parts that matter to you the most, feel free to use those. All right, we're going to smash and grab a little vinyl in the hub area here as we are trying to collect that 5 million to get that 5 million trophy achievement. But here we go. We're actually going to go ahead and find all the collectibles and end the level by unlocking the Nope Cameo level. After a rather lengthy cutscene that we have deleted, we're going to start the level off by smashing and grabbing a bunch of vinyl and flipping the switch to open the doors, and up the staircase we go. At the top, we're going to find the first of many laser crystal puzzles, which is pretty much solved for us. We just need to shoot through the triangular crystal and power up that laser pad in the back. It's going to open the door and reveal a bunch of Cylons, so we'll go ahead and take them down and cut across the hallway into the Muffit repair room. Hanging a hard right, we're actually going to find the first of 5 Cylon toasters up on a shelf there, right next to the Cylon toaster silver chest. We'll be back for that once we collect the other 4. And we're going to focus on this right side purple chest and destroy all these boxes across the room here, as we're going to need to go ahead and remove them to slam this crystal down onto its holster. Now we could go ahead and shoot through the crystal, powering up this laser pad, giving us access to this switch. Flip the switch, revealing Muffit's head, first of 4 parts we need. So go ahead and slam dunk that in place. And next up, we'll go ahead and open the other purple chest, revealing a triangular red crystal. We'll slam this one down on the far right holster and shoot through just like we did, powering up another pad, opening the door, which now we're being blocked by some flammage. We'll go ahead and turn the wheel on the left-hand side, and that should put it out for us. Hang a hard right and shoot the laser pad here to open the door, revealing some more Cylons. Make sure while taking those guys out, you don't forget to pop open the brown chest on the right, as we're going to need a bunch of vinyl, not only for that 40,000 tube, but also for a handful of molded items that are going to be needed to collect some of the main bits. All right, hang a hard right down the hallway, and basically what we want to do is power up this laser pad so the door opens up, and now we have access to that main hallway again. Also make note of that green proto chest, which we'll be back with the fuse for that later, as it's part of another task ahead of us. All right, over to the blue mold machine, we're going to mold a sentry turret. This actually has a dual purpose. We're going to slam it down. It's going to pump up this laser pad, as our gun is not efficient enough to do so. It's also going to protect us, as there are a ton of Cylons in here, including the red orb baddie. Now, hopefully that placement of the turret will prevent that red orb baddie from leaving the room, giving you a little bit of an advantage here to take him down without him running all over the place. Those guys are pretty squirrely if they get away from you, and it's hard to chase them down at times. So luckily for us, we got him in that back right corner. Next up, we're going to kick open the brown chest, collect some vinyl, and in the right side of the room, we're actually going to open another purple chest, giving us access to a yellow square crystal. We're going to take this back out into the hallway behind where we placed the turret, slam it onto the wall there, and pump up a laser pad, opening another new hallway. Down this hallway, we're going to get attacked by a bunch of Cylons, so let's go ahead and clear out the pathway first, as it's just a little bit easier because we have to take the red orb down here and slam it into a red proto machine that's actually right around the corner to the left side there. All right, coast is clear. Let's go ahead and make our way back, and on the way, let's grab this yellow crystal, place it on the left side holster, because we'll need that in a minute for another puzzle. All right, now let's go deliver this red orb over to the red Protopart machine, which is going to give us the third of 5 pieces for the Ray-Volver special weapon. So slam dunk that bad boy, booyah ka-chow, and let's turn around and go back inside the room. We actually have another purple chest inside here that we're going to open up and grab a blue circular crystal and slam it on the other little placement part over here. Should be on the right side of the room. Now we got to use a laser wielding character to quickly shoot both of these laser pads and pump them both up, which should put out a fire, revealing a Muffit part. But also, behind some boxes is sort of a secret silver chest. It's really not that hidden, but if you don't take out those boxes, you might walk right by it. So we'll go ahead and collect that crown, and now that we got the Muffit piece, we're going to take it back and attach it to Muffit, which will give us 2 of the 4 parts. Now, Quick links down below if you're in a hurry to get something, but also I wanted to note that I thought I might be able to avoid getting all 4 of these Muffit parts, but as it turns out, the Muffit part completion gives you the fun key. The fun key is needed to access part of the ship, and that part of the ship is actually going to have a couple of collectibles. In fact, it's got like 2 or 3 silver crowns, and it also has the fuse we need for the green proto chest, so lots going on there. All right, all the way back to that red mold machine, and this time we're going to take a right into a large computer-centric room. There should be a silver chest on the far right side of the room. It is a destroy all baddie, so be aware. As soon as you activate the chest, it's going to spawn a bunch of dudes. Now, your bad guys will probably look a little different as they are seemingly randomly generated, but it is possible you might have the same layout. And once we take all these guys out, we should be able to go ahead and pop the chest open and collect Silver Crown number 2. After that, we're actually going to go over to the middle left side of the room and flip a switch, which is going to reveal this little side area. And inside, we've got Cylon Toaster number 2 and also a red crystal. Well, it's sort of red. It depends on how you look at it. It's sort of transparent at first. Now, this part's kind of tricky. We're actively trying to get all of these sleep pods open. To do so, you need to actually shoot through the crystal, and it's a little bit of a funny angle. Now, if you activate the one to the far right, which is off screen right now, it'll actually spawn some bad guys. And I'm having a heck of a time getting the right angle here to shoot either one of these far left ones. I gotta be honest, I actually had no problem in my scouting runs with this. I nailed it every time. I struggled big time with this one, but as it turns out, I accidentally shot the one behind me. So I kind of got lucky in a way, but it also spawned these guys that don't actually spawn until you open the sleep pod with the Muffit part, which is still off screen right now, but I somehow managed to get it and deflect it right off the crystal to behind me. And as we spin around and get those 2 on the left, you'll see, look at that, see that one is green. And I don't know how I got lucky and got that one, but I'm glad I did because this was a little bit of a torture session. Basically, slight movements is my best advice, trying to see where the reflection goes after you shoot it, and then maybe adjust a little left, a little right, maybe move your aim button a little bit too. Eventually you'll get them all, and it's important to grab that amber fossil out of that one before grabbing the Muffit part and trying to return it. Now that we got our free sodas and the amber fossil and the Muffit part, we're actually going to return it back to where the little magnifying glass icon is, which happens to be the Muffit room, where our peoples are standing waiting for us to do all this work. I don't know why they're not helping us out. Like, come on, lend a hand. Well, in this case, we're going to lend a foot, I suppose. My bad. I'll see myself out. All right, back down the hallway to the left, and all the way. This time we're going to hang a hard right before the blue mold machine into a room we haven't been into yet. Inside, we got lots of vinyl to smash and grab. There's also another free soda, and who doesn't like another? That's 3 free sodas we've got so far. Most importantly, around the right side wall here, there's going to be a KFC bucket right next to Cylon Toaster number 3. Now, we're actually going to go ahead and melt the ice on that purple chest behind us there. In order to do that, the easiest way is to switch on over to Child's and get your melt on. Look at that. It's actually going to take out a bunch of vinyl too, which is super helpful as we like to stack up our chips. Before I open it up, I'm actually going to switch back to a 5-star character. It happens to be Starbuck, which is theme appropriate. And we'll open this up. It's going to give us a coin. Now, this coin is actually going to be inserted into a machine where the exclamation point pops up. It happens to be down the hallway all the way to the right and then back to the left of the red mold machine. Over on the left side, you should be able to slap that coin in. It's been a while since we've seen a coin, and it should power up the switch here, which allows us to remove the force field, giving us access to the silver chest, which inside is going to be Silver Crown number 3. All right, now we're going to head all the way back down and go to the left hallways instead of the right. We've been working on this right side of the ship this whole time. Instead of going right, though, we're going to go right by the Muffit room and go down the hallway to the left, so we're almost back to the Muffit room. There it is on the right, as you can see here. And before we go all the way down to the left-hand side, though, we're actually going to mold ourselves a sentry turret so we can open up the door. There's also a whole bunch of bad guys that'll come down and attack us, so this is going to be duly positive for us as well. And there we go. We can see they got a blue shield baddie all ready. Go ahead and pop that shield off for me. Thank you very much. I found that the ground pound, or the butt slams, work really well with those blue guys. I didn't demonstrate it there, but they seem to give 500 damage, so they're sort of like their weakness to do a ground pound. Now, because I placed it close enough to that pad, it actually pumped it up and opened the door for us. Behind this giant star cruiser or whatever, spaceship, whatever it is, we'll find the Foxxo body part. Now we got to play a little game of guess and check. My best advice is to let this thing cruise by the laser pad, and in order to do that, you stand on this little circular, I guess it's a switch in the middle, and basically, as long as you're standing on it, it'll move to the left. Once you get off of it, there's like a 2-second delay, and then it moves back to the right. So I recommend going a little bit past the laser pad, and then, you know, prepping up your shot and blasting those laser pads, and hopefully if you did it right, it'll pump up both of them. It'll activate this little theme song and eventually puke out the final part here. Thank you very much. Now we'll make our way back to the Muffit room and slap it into place, which should give us the fun key, and it'll tell us exactly where to go because it's pretty sweet about that. So once we get it on here, that's right, your back right leg is now attached. Grab the fun key. As soon as we pick it up, we've got a nice little lock icon over on the far left side of the ship. So we'll make our way all the way down there. Again, a 5-star character really helps out with these back and forths. And, you know, we probably should have a silver chest granted for our step count. I feel like we've got about 10,000 steps in already, and we're not even done with the level. As we get a little bit further into the hallway here, you can see there is a blue mold machine. I'm going to recommend you get a turret. Now, there's a couple of options for this turret. We're going to place it right inside the next room, and it's going to help us actually fend off all of these bad guys here. So I'm also going to prep for this battle by grabbing a heart right there as I was a little bit low. And now, as you can see, that turret is already doing work against a gold Cylon. And these guys, you got to pew, 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 cha, cha, cha. However, there's a bunch of little dudes, too. So it's unfortunately shooting me in the back of the head versus the other guys. But eventually, it sort of helps out by taking out these regular dudes. Don't mind me as I take a little cover behind this turret as it finishes up the job for me. And now we can move it into the room to pump up this laser pad, which is one of the optional exits here. In fact, if you're all done with the level and maybe you have all the collectibles or you're just ready to be over it, the crown is in there and you can go ahead and pick that up and end that. But I would recommend getting the rest of the collectibles first, which starts with the Cylon toaster, which happens to be right behind us on this little upper staircase here. And then there's some boxes. You probably saw me take those out behind me. Those are recommended to be removed before you start this 4-lever puzzle, but the first switch is going to be back towards the blue mold machine. Of course, the second one is right behind those boxes. Then we're going to take a right from the doorway here and flip number 3. And the fourth one is down below by these little command center chairs. Now the chest is up behind us over by this nice little window. We can play a little game of peekaboo. And the Cylons are out there, but we're safe in here, I think. All right, we got a 40,000 requirement for a vinyl tube, which is going to give us Silver Crown number 5. So go ahead and pay your dues there. And that pretty much completes this side of the room. However, before we bounce out, let's go ahead and use this character swap box to switch over to number 5 from the Umbrella Academy. We're going to need his spatial jumps or his teleportation option to go ahead and get through the wall down at the end of the hallway here. So now that we've got him, we can go ahead and make our way out. Now, there's a free soda machine here. So what is that, 4 free sodas on this level? Boy, this level's paying off. Now, we're also going to need a couple of items for this next room to solve the puzzle, and it's going to start with the portal. So let's go ahead and mold one of those right now. If you need some money, there should be some smashable items in the hallway, and hopefully you got more than enough. As you can see, we got 15,000 chilling. So, all right, we'll use the spatial jump to get inside and flip the switch to open the door, which will now allow us to bring the portal inside. And it's a little bit of a tricky, funny angle, as I like to say. And we'll place it down on the ground, looking up at the portal up above. However, it's not on yet, so we have to destroy some boxes, revealing another teleportation point, which takes us up to this lift in the corner that happens to have a fuse. Now, this fuse is going to have a double purpose, as we're going to go ahead and power up the portal above us. Now we can activate them and connect the two. There we go. Hitting the icon indicator. For us, it was triangle. Now we got to run back and grab a battery, as we need to power up that lift that the fuse was sitting on so it can move over to the far right side. Now, alternatively, I believe you can mold yourself a bounce pad and perhaps skip all of this portal and battery play and just bounce up there and grab it. But we're going to go ahead and play by the rules here and follow through the portal after charging that up, and booyakashow. It should get that lift going back from left to right. Now we just got to be patient and wait for it to come back to the left side, so when we teleport, it'll drop us right on top of it. It's almost there. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, now we just got to wait one more time to ride over here. So like I said, I think you can put a bounce pad down below this right side and just bounce up here and grab this. But like I said, we're going to play by the game's rules here and make sure we do it the right way just in case. All right, grab that chest. And downstairs, we're actually going to pop off this Cylon toaster, which is going to give us number 5. Now we're doing double time, actually, because now we have a silver chest waiting for us, but we also need to take this fuse back to the green Protopart chest. So we'll grab that and basically make double time here. And as I continue to teleport down the hallway, I'm almost out of stamina. Yep, I am. I wish we had, I mean, I know there's a soda for unlimited stamina, but I wish we had a little bit more just to help in these situations. All right, place it into the wall socket there, and it should give us power to open this bad boy up. We'll grab the green proto orb and take it down to the spawn point where we can go ahead and slam dunk it into a green mold machine. That'll go ahead and wrap up the green Protopart, which we still need to go ahead and grab the silver chest for getting all of those Cylon toasters. So before we do that, though, let's go ahead and swap over to He-Man, as we're going to need some gold brick breakage after we get done picking up that chest. Full disclosure, I actually forgot to do this step. I grabbed He-Man and then went to go break the gold stuff open and forgot to grab this silver chest. So I got to replay this level over again, which was kind of crazy and frustrating, but anyways, go ahead and make sure you grab this toaster chest. And now we can go ahead and go to the mold machine over behind us. And man, some of these items are making us really work for it. So we're going to go ahead and mold another portal, as we'll need it to get into a secret spot over here. And then we'll also need a battery and need to charge it up in order to activate the Nope door to get on out of here. Now, I recommend placing the portal sort of in this little section here, because if you place it any further, it'll be close to the battery charger. And what's going to happen is the game is going to prioritize the portal and not the battery pickup. So you'll sort of be stuck moving the portal or activating the portal, one of the two, and not being able to grab the actual charged battery. So by placing it in that little hallway entrance point here, it should be far enough out that it doesn't conflict with the charger right here. That happened to me also in the scouting run. So just a little fun fact for you. All right, we got the battery pumped up now. We can go ahead and activate the portal, go on through, and put the battery in its socket on the wall, which should now power up a switch, which is hiding behind some gold. I had a little bit of a, which way do I go? Which way do I go moment. But we're going to go over to this door, smash the gold, and because we placed the battery already, it should be ready to activate. Open it up, and inside should be the gold crown to activate the Cameo level. I'm pretty excited about this next one, as Nope was one of my favorite movies of the year that it released anyways, and still pretty awesome movie. In fact, we just got done watching it, and so I should be all ready and learned about the stuff, reminded of all the bits and pieces to see how well the game captures that stuff. Now, as we enter this new room here, it's important to go ahead and flip the switch and leave the starting point to trigger the first thing there. It's got a little pop-up there, talk to M, it says. If you don't do that, it's very possible that it will not unlock this room, and it'll just return you to the factory hub area, and then you'll have to go ahead and unlock that again, which is not recommended. So the door is officially open. We are back in the Funko factory hub for the Battlestar Galactica area, and that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. We'll be right back with another video for the Nope Cameo level, which will be our final one. Pretty excited. All right, if you haven't already, please check us out at HappyThumbsGaming.com. We also have merchandise at HTGmerch.com. Links for that and all of our socials down below in the video description. Feel free to click any and all of them. But as for me, guys, that's going to do it for now. As always, until next time.